I would now like to welcome John Spillane. John is a well-known Irish traditional musician, and he is down here in Woody Island, and it's a place where his grandmother was born. So over to you, John.
Thanks very much, Aidan. Well, thanks so much. I'd like to start off with it's only a half a song, and but because I'm here in Woody and in Bantry Bay, I'd like to sing a half of it, and it'll help to move it along. So this is a song about Chief O'Neill, who was Captain Francis O'Neill, who came from Trallybawn on the shores of a mile or two from Bantry Bay, and was a famous local character who had a very rich and exciting life, and among other things, he circumnavigated the globe in a sunwise direction before the age of 21, and thereby gained the day. His mother was Manny, his father was O'Neill from Trallybawn. They're only a puck fadder from the house where my own mother come from in Cullimon. And he collected tunes all his life and collected all the local music from the area around Bantry, and continued that then in Chicago, where he became chief of police. And he collected thousands and thousands of hornpipes, jigs, slides, reels, barn dances, slow airs, songs of all kinds, and is best known for his O'Neill's 1001 Irish Reels. I've been working on this song for a couple of years now, and there's going to be 3 verses in the song. There's going to be the childhood in Bantry, there's going to be the nautical verse, and there's going to be the chief of police Chicago verse, which includes the Great Fire of Chicago that happened in 1903 or something like that. But he had so many, his life is so full of adventure, it's hard to believe that one man, all these things happened to one man. So anyway, I'm going to do it's half a song, and it's a song called Chief O'Neill. It was on one harvest morn in the farm in Trallybawn, Chief O'Neill was born, just a small garsoon. He learned to play a tune one afternoon in June. Ooh, he walked from Mockaville, humming a jig and a reel, a collie dog by his heel. When floating on the breeze among the sally trees came ancient melodies from the cross of Cullimon. 'Twas the pipering of the Piabarabon, playing the O with the crooked horn, the batter and ram. Tell her I am Chief O'Neill, Chief O'Neill. He remembered every reel. He saved 1,000 heirs in the cupboard under the stairs, and he gathered up 50 more under the door. Truth be told, brave and bold, he was gathering up the gold, and he brought the harvest home across the raging foam. Something like that, like. It's a bit like the Rocky Road to Dublin, in that it's a slip jig, 9/8 time. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. This is what we're trying to pull off, which is a tricky device, but we're trying to avoid the Rocky Road to Dublin, so it won't be identified as a rob from the Rocky Road to Dublin, which is the most famous slip jig. Chief O'Neill, he remembered every reel. He saved 1,000 heirs in the cupboard under the stairs, and he gathered 50 more under the floor. He got 100 from his mother, another one from his brother, and truth be told, brave and bold, he was gathering up the gold. Ooh. He was very good at school, the chief, he weren't no fool, and they called him the philosopher. In Dromore and Bantry town, the chief he knuckled down. Oh, no, as you can say, it's a bit of a rough version, like. The chief he sailed away, out from Bantry Bay. He stepped at Queenstown Quay, on board of a bark called Anne, bound for Sunderland, where he boarded the brig Jane Duncan, bound for Alexandria. Now that's where I run out of the song. But you see, when he went to Alexandria, then he sailed on the Black Sea. He observed the phosphorus on the Bosphorus. He sailed through the Dardanelles. He circumnavigated the globe. But how to fit that into a slip jig, lads, that's a bit of work, like, you know what I mean? Well, you have to get a little chisel, a little hammerine, and be hammering away at the little wordines till we fit them into little neat groups of 3. Then we hit the chorus. Chief O'Neill, he remembered every reel. He saved 1,000 heirs in the cupboard under the stairs, and he gathered up 50 more under the door. Truth be told, brave and bold, he was gathering up the gold, and he brought the harvest home across the raging foam. Then he went to America, and he was a cowboy in the Wild West, and he was tending sheep for a long time in California. Then he went to Chicago, got a job as a policeman, got shot. Then he became chief of police, which was a very political appointment at that time in the early 1900s. And all the time he was gathering up the tunes. Chief O'Neill, he remembered every reel. He saved 1,000 heirs in the cupboard under the stairs. Truth be told, brave and bold, he was gathering up the gold, and he brought the harvest home across the raging foam. Thank you, that's Chief O'Neill working for us.
Brilliant, absolutely.
So, lads, well,
You can't stop him from stop the noise for a little bit, lads, or how are you fixed up there? No, it's only the machinery up above. You're inspectors, yeah, that's all right. That's okay.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Yep.
thanks very much. I sing this song now called Gorta Toggart, and I got great mileage out of this song. And I'm from Cork City. I was born in Cork City, but my mother and father are both from Bantry, and my 4 grandparents are from Bantry, and my 16 great-grandparents are from Bantry, and my 32 or 64 great-great-great-grandfathers from Bantry, and all belong to me is from Bantry. And if you cut me there, blue blood will come out of me. So we'll wait till the lorry pull off there, lads. Truth be told, brave and bold, he was gathering up the gold.
It's a bit of an earwig, isn't it?
What?
It's a bit of an earwig, you get into, like.
Well, that's what we want.
I know.
A catchy chorus is good. They say that he learned 400 tunes from his mother.
Yeah. Really?
He said.
But
400.
yeah.
Like, there's some music in that house. His mother was Manny. They were a big Manny family from Trallybon.
Did she play fiddle or what did she play? Or?
She just sang, I think.
Yeah.
He learned the whistle off a local farmer. He learned the flute. The flute was his instrument.
Yeah. Learn by ear and then he used to write it down.
Yeah, he. I don't think he ever learned how to write music. He remembered the airs, and he got another fella then
To write it down.
in Chicago to write them down.
Oh,
A guy whose name was O'Neill as well. He was James O'Neill from the north of Ireland. And 2 O'Neills. Of course, O'Neill would be a big northern name, like as well, even though there'd be But I was talking to my uncle Tim in Gorta Toggart in Cullimon about Francis O'Neill. Here he said, "You're one of the nails from Trallybon." But anyway, so my mother comes from Cullimon West, and her mother came from here, from Whiddy Island, and I'm sure went to school in this very building. And she married Big Danny McCarthy from Cullimon and settled in a place called Gorta Toggart. And I spent a lot of my childhood there, and I wrote this song about the names of the fields. And the song is called Gorta Toggart. I sing the fields, I sing the farm, I sing the house my mother was born, in Gorta Toggart, Cullimon, a green jewel, sewn in a patchwork quilt of fields, between the mountain and the river, in this time now and in another, where I ran free with my brothers, through the long meadow, the Connachon Rua, the Fort Field, the Park na Cloche, the Newhouse Field, the Gullon Field, the Clover Field, the Rushy Field, where the red fuchsia weeps in the hen's garden, and the angels bleed over Bantry Bay. I see the house, I see the yard, I see the stall, I see the stable, I see the haggard and the hen's garden, I see the hill, I see the well, I sing the spring and the well water, the flat field, the hilly field, the south raygrass, the north raygrass, the brake and the porky in the hornin, where the red fuchsia weeps in the hen's garden, where God goes to sleep in the hills and valleys, and the moon rises over the haggard, and peace descends on Gortatoggart, and the angels bleed over Bantry Bay. Ah, saddle up the old grey mare, Tim Big Danny and Jackie Timmy are gonna ride across the mountains to Puck Fair. I sing the fields, I sing the farm, I sing the house my mother was born in Gortatoggart, Cullamon, a green jewel.
Beautiful, absolutely.
Thanks so much, lads.
Brilliant.
I might mention that the song was to a certain extent inspired by a Bantry man called Tomás O'Sullivan, who sang a song at the Cork Singers Club one night. I think it was called Mullins's Hill, and it was a song about a farm. And I thought, hey, anybody could do that. So, but I wrote it after my uncle Tim died in 2005, really, and there was fierce excitement with the song then when Christy Moore, who at that time had a holiday home not too far away from here in Akishta, came and heard the song and got very excited about the song. I released the song in 2008 on an album called My Dark Rosaline and the Island of Dreams. And I had the sound of the 8 o'clock on the record and the birds singing and the atmosphere of the farmhouse. And it was a big day in my life when Christy Moore came up to Boreen, up to Gortatoggart, and sang the Cliffs of Dooneen inside in the kitchen, and I sang Gortatoggart, and that was a big day for me. And then, keep it down there, lads, will you? For God's sake, we're trying to make a movie here.
Well done, Tim.
So, thanks, Tim. So that's the Gortatoggart, and then the names of the fields. Like I sing the song then at places around the country, and people often come up to me and they give me their list of fields. You know, they say we had the Low Field and the Gate Field and lots of Irish words in the fields. So I've been hearing a lot of names of fields, and then they say, "Sure, we ought at the break." That's one of these things that I hear a lot. "Sure, we ought at the break," and then the song was used by the Kilkenny Field Name Association in their video of Kilkenny field names, and I've got great mileage out of the song. So anyway, my mother was Christina Minahan, born in Widdy, married McCarthy, Big Danny McCarthy in Gortatoggart in Cullamon West, and she died when I was about 9, I would think, about 1970, and we were down for the Christmas holidays, the Easter holidays and the summer holidays every year for many, many years, and I was down on the holidays, so I was about 9, I'd say maybe 8, and she was in Skibbereen Hospital at the time, my grandmother, and she was not, she was dying, like she was on the way out, and we were milking the cows up in the stall in Gortataggart, and I was sent down to the house for some reason, I don't know why, to get something or something, but I left the milking and I went down to the house, and I went into the house, the farmhouse, and there was a bird flying around inside the kitchen. And I tried to shoo the bird out of the house, but the bird broke a dress off the cupper, off the dresser, sorry. The bird broke a cup off the dresser, and I said, oh no, I'm going to get in trouble now for breaking the cup. You know, they won't believe that a bird came in, and so I went back up to the stall, and I said, you won't believe what's after happening. I was like feeling now I was in trouble, like I was a guilty child, you know what I mean? And anyway, I said, I went down to the house, a bird flew in, broke a dress off the cupper, off the dresser. It wasn't me. And thinking that nobody was going to believe this, like, because it sounded like a very far out story. But anyway, my Auntie Mary went, God, Holy Mary and Joseph, she's gone. She said, she's gone. When I said about the cup. So then she said, and you know, I saw there was a hive of bees down in the chimney of the new house this morning. Something about a swarm of bees as well. But the cup anyway, she said, she's gone. And I'd say 20 minutes later, the car came up from Buckley's, the nearest phone, saying she was gone. So there you are.
Amazing.
Yeah. Nice piece of Woody Island folklore for you there, lads. True story.
Amazing.
Yeah. The bird in the house is meant to be a symbol of deaths. Yeah, long ago.
A robin, is it?
Robin, yeah.
Do you remember what kind of bird?
I have no idea what kind of a bird it was, yeah.
Robin, yeah.
Yeah.
I know Mrs. Little, the bus officer, Robin, going, she dropped it.
Yeah.
Something going to happen.
Same happened to me, care for the age, back along there earlier. We were just in the kitchen, a few of us, and Robin flew in, and a certain lady in one of the houses just collapsed, fell like, had fallen, and she had died 2 weeks later.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, is it time for sandwiches or?
Have you done another story? Have you done another?
No, sure, it's had enough out of me now, with all my stories. And
I can find another one, John, if you
I'll
like.
do another one, yeah. Well, my two Bantry songs really are Chief O'Neill and Gortataggart. But Gortataggart seems to be growing as a song, because I thought it was so particular to that farm and those fields that I didn't realise it would have such a universal appeal. And Christy Moore came out then last week. He came out recently and he said that in his top 10 songs of all time, Gortataggart. And we know the repertoire that Christy Moore has. Like, I mean, anything from Nancy Spain to Jockster Goes to Stuttgart to every kind of a thing. You know, way back to the 60s, and like, I'd say many hundreds of songs. But then recently he was asked to name his top 10 songs, and he had Gortataggart at number 1. And he spoke very eloquently about it. And he said about how he can inhabit the song. So he gets into the song like a fella getting into a motor car, and he goes for a drive in the Gortataggart song through the fields. But I know that he has a personal story about his own family farm, his own mother's place up in the Yellow Firs in County Kildare. But he's using the Bantry imagery to convey his own emotions. So that's Gortataggart. So lovely. Well, I've decided now on my trip to Whitty today that it would be nice to write a melody called Whitty Island, and it would be like a slow air, and along the lines of a beautiful melody that's they have in Cape Clear called Cape Clear, and a beautiful island in Inisheer called Inisheer, a beautiful melody up there as well.